Hello all. Let me introduce first myself. My name is Deep Chandrika and I work for Axeron InfoSol in pre-sales as well as in technical department. So today we are going to discuss on a PRTG NMS tool. We are a national partner or a national distributor for a Paessler. So everything, the sales and support will be managed from our side, from our Axeron team. So the product name is a PRTG and the company name is a Paessler. So the full form of the PRTG is a Paessler Router Traffic Grapher. So about the Paessler is a German-based company which was founded in 1997. So yes, we can say that the company having a very good experience, more than 25 years in a networking segment. The Paessler having a 300 plus staff, having a 25 different kind of nationalities, and yes, we do have a happy and satisfied customers, more than 5 lakhs all over the world. So this is a logical architecture of a building which is exactly located into the Nuremberg. The company having a different kind of departments inside in it. So why this slide is added into the presentation, so you will have an idea that how the company is big. So you can trust on or the rely on. The PRTG having a very good presence on Gartner. You can see that we are having a 4.5 ratings in a 23 year. So upcoming for the 24 year, it will be published very soon. So why we need monitoring? So being administrator, you will have a different kind of devices into the network. There could be multiple firewalls, switches, access points, physical virtual machines. So it will be really not easy to monitor each and every device, isn't it? So that's why the NMS tools are there. That's why the Paxos PRTG there to help you. So we can see over here how the PRTG is going to help you to analyze or troubleshoot the situation. So first of all, whatever the PRTG is gathering from a network, whatever the information is gathering from a network devices or the target device, it will be give you that information into a specific units or a measurements. We can say that, so it could be like in a mbps, kbps, in a percentage. So different kind of a units, whatever the suitable for that parameter will be given to you. So that will be in a understandable format. Later on, PRDG will give the alerts, the real-time alarms in a different way. If there is any problem, if any device is not reachable, sensor is down, device is down, or any threshold got crosses by your devices, so you will get the alarms on the dashboards or in a different way. That could be your email notification, SMS notification, etc. So the information can be used to analyze the situation. Like if my servers are being highly utilized, 80% SIP utilization or the memory utilization happening. So being administrator, I can check it out why the resources are getting highly used, isn't it? So whatever the problem may be happening or supposed to happen in nearby future, I can tackle the situation, I can troubleshoot, or I can avoid the problem which may happen into the nearby future. It may happen that after a few of the days it goes to the 100% and your server will be completely freeze. So before that situation happens or the occur, I will troubleshoot the situation. So this is how the PRDG will help you to analyze the scenario. Later on, optimization. So whatever the analysis you are doing, you can optimize the situation, you can overcome the problem which may happening in nearby future. So you can troubleshoot the problems before it happening. So this is how the PRDG will help you to understand the your infrastructure. The next question will be how the PRTG is going to collect all this information, isn't it? So there will be some logical sensors, those are going to collect all this information from your target device. Let's take an example that I would like to monitor reachability or the availability of the target device. I will use a ping. Then I will like to monitor performance for my virtual or physical server. I will use memory utilization, SIP utilization, or uptime for my target device. I can monitor the bandwidth utilization of each physical port of the switch or the firewall. So each object that you would like to monitor, that will be called as a sensor. This part is very important because the license of the PRTG is based on a census. We don't charge you on a device count, but the census depends on a census. Now, how we calculate that? So we roughly calculate or assume that the each device maximum used 10 sensors or up to the 10 sensors like availability, reachability, performance, uptime, okay, or couple of sensors more, maybe it's up to your requirement. So the each device may use maximum 10 sensors. So if you are having a 50 devices into the network, so 50 multiplied by 10, you may require a 500 sensors. So you have to go for a 500 sensors NMS tool or the PRTG network monitor tool. So the standard offering by a PRTG itself having a 500 sensors. So you must go for a minimum that much of sensors. Later on, it comes into the offering with 1000 sensors, 2500 sensors, 5000, and so on. And the another benefit using a PRTG is that it's a perpetual. So once you buy it, you can use it for the lifetime. And depending on a sensor counts, how it's a beneficiary, because see, let's take an example that that could be some of the devices that you are not going to use anymore, or that could be a scrap devices, but still you have to pay. If you are going for another NMS tool, yeah, you are still paying for those devices. So here into the PRTG, you have to pay only for that what you are using. So you have to use only 10 sensors, you are paying only for the 10 sensors, isn't it? You are not paying for the whole device. So if you require more sensors, then you have to get a more sensors. You have to pay only for the sensors count only. So the flexible licensing is available with the PRTG later on. So this is how the hosted PRTG works in your on-premise infrastructure. We do have a SaaS-based product as well as on-premise also. So it's up to your requirement. So which product is suitable for you. So this is how the hosted PRTG works with your on-premise devices. We have to install one local probe or the remote probe. Uh, we can say that it's a agent or the component need to be installed on a physical server which are directly connected to your on-premise devices. It will be act as a mediator, we can say one point of contact or the mediator, which will collect all the information from your firewall, router, switches, and will pass out to the hosted PRTG. If you're having any cloud servers, then that will be get connected directly public IP to public, so there would be no any challenges. If you're going for a on-premise PRTG core server, then it will be act in the same way. Whatever the devices are connected directly or indirectly is going to monitor those devices and will collect the information. If you have a multiple branch setup distributed environment, as you can see that at your right hand side the remote probes are there, so you have to install again one more remote agent or the component, we can say that, which will be responsible to gather all the information from directly connected devices from your remote branch, and it will pass out to your PRDG core server. If you are having MPLS connectivity, VPN connectivity, then definitely there would be no matter of the connectivity. But if you don't have any kind of a connectivity, then you have to do a port forwarding, and using a public IP, you can still able to monitor your remote devices. So let's move on. The sensor types. So PRDG having a 300 plus predefined sensor types. So I don't think so. Beyond that, you will require something. So like SNMP, traffic monitoring, performance sensors are there, uptimes sensors are there, WMIs are there would be many, whatever the object you would like to monitor, there would be covered under the 300 plus native sensors. But still, if there could be your requirement, any custom requirements comes up, or any use case that cannot be achieved by using a native sensors, the PRDG having custom sensors provision as well. The custom sensors are nothing but scripts that can be uploaded into the PRTG. You just give us some PowerShell scripts, batch file, EXEs, SQL scripts. We will upload into the PRTG, and whatever you have designed into those scripts, the PRTG is capable to read out and will give you the output accordingly. So directly or indirectly, we can monitor every aspect, everything. So whatever the device is connected into the network and having the IP address, that can be monitored by a PRTG. The sensors type for bandwidth monitoring, we do have multiple options for that. SNMP bandwidth monitoring is there, WMI flow sensors are there, packet sniffing is there. So it depends on you what the output you would like to get using a bandwidth monitoring sensor. So according to that, we can suggest you to go for a SNMP or a flow sensors or a packet sniffing. But yes, we do have a multiple options for a bandwidth monitoring. Later on, census states. So being administrator, you have to monitor everything, whatever you are getting on a dashboard itself. So there are census states to help you or reduce your tasks. The green, it means yes, everything is working fine, the device is up, the sensors are up, everything is under control. So you don't have to worry about that. So later on, the second one is red, down. So the most critical area we can say that, or you have to work on, that is a down state, which will be in a red color state. It means that the device is down or the sensor is down or there is some problem into the network, so you have to work on. Later on, orange color state, that is the unusual or the abnormal. We can say that something abnormal behavior have been monitored or observed by the PRTG. Later on, it will turn into the orange color. Let's take an example that my working days are Monday to Friday. Okay, so my bandwidth utilization is very normal within this period. Suddenly on a Saturday it goes very high in a gbps, maybe more than that. So this is a abnormal behavior because Monday to Friday the PRTG is monitoring that how much bandwidth is getting utilized in my network. But suddenly on a Saturday or a Sunday, it's going very high. So the PRTG will turn those physical port or the firewall sensor state into the unusual. So being administrator, you have to check why the bandwidth utilization going very high. Maybe your softwares are getting updated, your OS are getting updated, something another activity happening. But yes, there is a unusual behavior. Later on, blue, it means pause. This sensor state is very important. Suppose there are some devices that I'm shutting it down while going the home. Okay, but PRDG will not come to know that the devices are shutted down by administrator itself. It will turn those devices or the sensors into the red color. It will consider that device is not reachable or there is some problem. It will turn into the red and it will start to panic, we can say that, or it will start to give you false or unnecessary alarms. So I will turn those devices into the pause state, or I can schedule that as well. If my office timing is 10 to 6, then I will tell PRDG these devices must get monitored within this period. After 6, those sensors will be turned into the pause state automatically in a blue color. Again, next day when 10 a.m. will timing will come up, then again PRDG will start to monitor those devices. So this is how the blue state is also useful. Yellow warning, I can create the threshold as per my requirement. Like I get a warning or I should get a alert when my CPU utilization, memory utilization or bandwidth utilization goes beyond the 80% or maybe below of the 20%. Maybe I will come to know that my bandwidth is underutilized or overutilized, whatever the devices are being used or not, or highly utilized. So that will be get monitored by a PRDG itself. So multiple thresholds as per requirement can be created and you will get the alert accordingly. Later on, ping, it means the sensor or the device is still down, but you are telling the PRTG that I have acknowledged the situation. I do know that my team is working. I'm working on the situation. So it will turn into the ping. So it will not, the PRTG will not give you any unnecessary alarms. The last one is gray, black. It means the PRTG is not able to collect any information from a target device. It means there is some blockage or a communication problem. Maybe your antivirus, your DLP, your server, or your firewall is blocking the communication, but the PRTG is not able to collect the data from a target device. So you have to check for that. Later on, these are the parameters or the object from IT infrastructure any IT admin would like to monitor. But this is not limited to only IT infrastructure. The PRTG is being used in a multiple segment, non-IT segment, banking segment, or we can say that food production, fish production, weather stations. Yes, there are there are multiple segments that PRTG being used. So the IT infrastructure is not limited. PRTG is not specially designed or not limited to any infrastructure. You can say that the PRTG can be utilized anywhere where the devices are into the picture, where the protocols being used, where the network is being used, where the IP address are available. So all the devices can be monitored by a PRTG itself. So the main feature, so being pre-sale person, I can surely tell you that the PRTG core server installation will take only 10 to 12 minutes, not more than that, and it will ready to monitor your devices. So as it's a agent-less security, you know, to do anything at the client side, no agent installation is required. It's agentless. So we have to install only the PRDG core server. So PRDG configuration is only a matter of 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. Later on, you will get the alerts in a multiple ways. We do have emails, SMS, ticket systems would be there. Sound alerts are there. Where the SCADA machines gets used, you can use sound alerts, sound alarms that will be useful. Multi-branch setup also can be designed where the remote probes can be utilized. HA is available. Then whatever the data is published on a dashboard side, that will be in a real time. Custom dashboarding is also available. We will discuss in a coming slides now. So user interfaces, the PRTG having a different kind of a user interfaces. The mainly that gets used, that is a browser interface, web browser. Later on, the application for a desktop machines is also available where you can monitor a multiple core servers. If you have a multiple licenses, like your parent company using a different license, your child company or your sister company using a different license. So the all the licenses can be configured within a desktop application, and one single administrator can monitor the multiple core servers using a same machine. Later on, the applications for your mobile devices, Android and Apple are available. You have to simply go to the Play Store and download the PRTG application. Make sure that your devices, your mobile devices are connected to the PRTG network. That's it. So the vast range of the protocol, all the networking protocols are supported by a PRTG. So I don't think so there would be any protocol is not supported by a PRTG. So from older to the latest, all the protocols are supported by a PRTGs. So this is a distributed monitoring. We have already discussed about that. So this is a logical architecture, how your distributed environment will work. You can see that from your left hand side there is a PRDG core server which is connected to your remote branch using a firewall. If you don't have any connectivity, then you have to do a port forwarding. So using an internet connection, your all branches will communicate with the PRDG core server using a public IP. But yes, that is possible. Directly or indirectly, you can monitor your remote devices. So this is how your network is going to look like in a tree structure hierarchy. At your right hand side, you can see that I'm getting multiple groups over there. The Cisco groups is there, HP, IBM, demo server, hypervisor. So there would be some predefined groups created by a PRTG while the installation. If you don't want that, you can simply delete them and create your own groups, department wise, location wise. You can create your device type wise, you can create your own groups. And even at the more granular level, you can give a group access to a specific user as well. Suppose I am a administrator for a firewall only. Okay, I do have multiple firewalls I'm responsible for. So whenever I will log in, I will be able to see only the firewall devices. If my colleague will log into the PRDG, he will be see only the servers. Okay, virtual or physical servers, as he is a responsible or he is an administrator for a server machines or the network. And as per the color states, you can see that I have to only mainly focus on a red color. There is some problem with my IBM server. I will not be concerned or worried about the green, definitely not. And a warning, sometimes we have to check for a warning so we can avoid the problems could happen nearby future. So notification, we already discussed that the PRDG having a multiple ways or the alert types. that through which you can receive alerts, emails, push notification, SMS, SNMP trap, ticket system, sound alerts are there. You can receive a notification on Microsoft Teams, Slack as a message as well. On WhatsApp also we can do by using a API keys. So there are multiple ways. If anything is not working or not suitable for your requirement, you can choose the another one. So the custom dashboards are nothing but you can create your own topology as per your requirement. Suppose I'm administrator for the firewall, my colleague is a server administrator. So whenever he will log in, or he will create his own topology where only the server devices will be added and monitor for the status or the performance whenever I will log in. So I will be able to see my topology where only the firewall devices are added and very beautifully designed. Okay, so the custom dashboard will help you to focus the area you are responsible for. So let's take a couple of examples for that. So this is one topology that have been designed for an example. You can see that, or you can design as per your requirement. Like first my firewall will come, later on my core switch will come, then distribution switch will be there, and the another devices which are connected to the distribution core. So this is how you can create your own topology. And the another example of the that custom maps, if you have any floor architecture file in a JPG format, then that can be also uploaded into the PRTG. And as you can see that we have placed the devices on that floor as per the whatever the location, or those devices are located to a specific location. So you will come to know very early that where the device is located, which location device is having problems. So you can troubleshoot the situation very easily or faster, isn't it? So this is how the custom dashboard will help you to monitor the devices you are responsible for, or for easy monitoring, we can say that. So that was the last slide from my side. Hope this session was helpful for you and you have gained a lot of knowledge why the PRTG should be in a place, or why should go for a Paessler NMS tool. So if you like my session, my video, please do like and subscribe it. Thank you so much for watching.